Dr. Gibson. We are also pleased to have Eli Rojas, our 2022 Outstanding Senior Graduate, speak to now. Eli is a double major in philosophy and interdisciplinary studies, and he has been very involved in the Honors Council, which is the group across campus made up mostly of faculty, but a couple of students who advise us in the Honors College. And we're so pleased to have Eli to speak to you today.
How about that last speech? Yeah. Voice sounds like my meditation app. You cannot legislate kinship. Kinship comes about from understanding, and understanding is created through education. Good morning, everyone. My name is Elijah Rojas, like they mentioned, graduating with a BA from College of Arts and Science, Philosophy, Interdis. Before I begin, I got to hit a shout out to my mom real quick. I used to do all types of public speaking growing up. I'll spare you the details, but I've given hundreds of speeches in my little career, and out of an inability to express my emotions and to be vulnerable with my mom growing up, I never invited her to come see me speak. So thank you to everyone both here and watching the live stream this morning for giving me the chance to say a few words in front of my mom today. She didn't know I was speaking today, so she's crying right now. Can I get a round of applause for my mom and for everyone that was in our corner when we needed them these last 4 years? I spent a couple years serving on the Mizzou Honors Council, a council made up of mostly faculty and professors, a couple of students from different departments. When I joined the council, however many years ago it was now, I was a bit unsure what the Honors Council's mission actually was. But as a member of the council, I've had the opportunity to work closely with the dedicated faculty who make up our honors community. And through my time on the council, I've come to understand just how committed these faculty members are at supporting and uplifting the students in our honors program. From the professors who go above and beyond in the classroom to provide engaging and challenging coursework, to the advisors who provide personalized guidance and support, the faculty and staff that revolve around the Honors College consistently demonstrated to me a commitment to helping honors students succeed. And I'm sure all of us, have seen elements of that in our honors experience. That's why we got up this morning, right? It's early. I've been fascinated with commencement speeches ever since I can remember. I do believe that I manifested this opportunity to be on stage when I was 7. It was my dream. When I was a little boy, I always imagined I would write the coolest speech. I was gonna solve a Rubik's Cube live, and I was gonna make like a dozen Lilo and Stitch jokes. It was my favorite, and despite how long I've been thinking about this very speech, when I sat down to begin writing, I still didn't know how to solve a Rubik's Cube or quite what I wanted to talk about today. You see, having a global studies and ethics background, I have many causes I like to blab on about all the time. Ask anybody. I spend most of my days feeling like I'm gonna melt into a puddle of goo because I'm so frustrated with the state of the world. And I know I'm not alone in that feeling. In deciding what to discuss this morning, I pulled up maybe 20 different headlines about the world in 2022. Not a single one was a positive news story. It became clear right away that a speech that was primarily about Lilo and Stitch was probably not gonna cut it in the current year. Though every graduating class views themselves as unique, the class of 2022 knows just how unprecedented our experience has been. It seems to be the sad truth. Our generation, even just in the past few years, has been so inundated with tragedies and bad news that even if you really wanted to, it's practically impossible to keep up with current events. How many of us are read up on what's going on in Pakistan? 33 million displaced people this year to floods. How about domestically? How many of us are read up on the recent push to outlaw slavery in US prisons? Again, it's 2022. Oh, and did y'all hear about that Roe v. Wade? Yeah. I was there when Roe was overturned. I saw what it did to the women on this campus, and I saw the support that they needed. And regardless of your opinion on the matter, the overturning of Roe v. Wade will undeniably have a major impact on our generation. And if none of these causes resonate with you, that's fine. These are just what stick out to me. But you have to have your own causes because you have your own motivations and your purpose to explore. We live in a world that asks us, which tragedy would you like to focus on today? This is the world we live in today. But perhaps it need not be the world we live in tomorrow. Because guess what? We're up next. Soon, not all of these decisions are going to be made for us, but rather by us. And despite the fact that negative news seems to frame each and every moment of our daily lives, if you read enough articles, you will encounter positive news. Just last month, our generation made moves with record numbers of Gen Z voters swaying elections across the country. And that's nothing, right? Now imagine just how much we're going to accomplish once we've dispersed from our alma mater and slowly begun filling in every industry across the globe. My generation, we're going to take our passion, we're going to take our education, and we are going to be agents of change in our communities and our disciplines. For example, over 90% of Gen Z support emphasizing sustainability. That's out of 65 million Gen Z in the United States. Worldwide, we're the largest generation on record. With no experience in the pre-digital world, we are technologically literate in ways other generations can only dream of. And on top of our dedication to sustainability, which stretches across political lines unlike any generation before us, our generation is famous for emphasizing the importance of healthcare, mental health, higher education, civic engagement, and racial equity. This is our work. And I think I speak for all of us when I say that we are just getting started. You see, there's one more finding I'd like to share with y'all, my honors family. It has to do with an idea called fictive kinship. Fictive kinship is a type of relationship that is based on a strong emotional bond rather than a blood or a legal connection. It's often used to describe close relationships between friends and other non-family members who are considered to be like family. It's essentially the bond we form with those we shared our hardest experiences with. An example being the brotherhood we witness among soldiers in a platoon. Have y'all ever seen those videos where elderly veterans reunite decades after service? There's this one clip that's burned into my brain where one man tracked down this other man 62 years after their deployment. Dude just knocks on the door and asks for tags. He says, and beyond, just seeing the tears in their eyes, you can hear it in their voice. You can hear it in their throat. They embrace each other. And in each other's arms, with a heartbreakingly shaky voice, the 85-year-old veteran just proclaims, "I never thought I was going to see you again." They say fictive kinship can establish bonds even deeper than blood. I'm not a big military guy, but those clips are, they're emotionally devastating. I just think about my boys, excuse me. What if I didn't see my best friends for 60 years? And then they knock on the door, I'd be crying like a baby, And personally, I live my life to the point of tears every time I can, but man, that day I'd be crying. Now, I know we weren't quite present on an active battlefield together, but I think our graduating class surely has developed that fictive kinship with one another by living through Tiger Wi-Fi alone, let alone like the pandemic, right? But, and I know we're tired about conversations about pandemic. It feels overdone, I know. Personally, I don't think that conversations about the pandemic are going to be considered like retro again for like 15 more years. But from one fictive kin to another, I think everybody here today deserves to be reminded of your accomplishment one final time. Completing your degree under these conditions is uniquely commendable. And I, along with all of the honors faculty and professors, am extremely proud of you. Soon, our little fictive family will disperse from our alma mater, an army of lifelong learners. One more time. You cannot legislate kinship. Kinship comes from understanding, and understanding is created through education. Congratulations again, class of 2022. I have no doubt that you will continue to achieve great things and make a positive impact on this world. There is much ahead of us. but you don't gotta worry. You don't have to worry. Our honors family, we'll be rooting for you, soldier. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Eli, for those wonderful comments. And I had to sit and watch his mom crying in the front row during that. That was very difficult. Anyway, we're very proud of him. And it's now my pleasure to commence with the introduction and recognition of our Honors College graduates and the bestowing of their honors certificate commendations. We invite Dr. Panchanathan to begin the reading of the names of the graduates. Staff will now assist you in directing you to the stage where, as you cross in front, you will greet members of the platform committee. As you cross, you will also receive your honors cord and drape it around your neck and shoulders. Then proceed down the stairs and return to your seat. Before we proceed to those of you seated, we first wish to congratulate and name Eli Rojas.
Eli Rojas. Gabrielle